Retired but restless? 6 meaningful ways to feel purposeful after 65. Have you ever had one of those mornings where you wake up, sip your coffee and think, what now? Retirement was supposed to be the reward, right? But sometimes, after the dust settles and the schedule clears, what we're left with isn't freedom, it's silence. And for some, that silence can feel a little too loud. If you've ever felt restless, like there's still more inside you waiting to be shared, you're not alone. The truth is, just because your working years are behind you doesn't mean your purpose is. In fact, for many people, life after 65 can be the most meaningful chapter yet if you know where to look. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 meaningful ways to feel purposeful after retirement. These aren't complicated, and they don't require you to suddenly become someone you're not. These are simple shifts grounded in connection, creativity, and contribution that can bring back a sense of direction and joy. Let's start with something powerful, sharing your story. You might not think much of it, but your life holds experiences that younger generations can learn from. Whether it's telling stories to your grandkids, starting a little blog, or even joining a storytelling group at your local library, your voice matters. Your story, your wisdom, your scars, they all have value. You don't need to be famous or polished. Just be real. Someone out there needs to hear exactly what you've lived through. Another way to feel purposeful? Help someone else find their way. You've got a lifetime of experience, use it. Whether it's mentoring, tutoring, or just being a steady voice in a young person's life, you'd be surprised how much impact a little guidance can have. It doesn't need to be a big commitment sometimes. Just listening is enough. Now that we've started with storytelling and mentorship, let's move into something that lights a different kind of spark. Have you ever tried creating something with your hands, painting, gardening, woodworking, and noticed how the world just kind of fades away? That's the third path to purpose, creating something that didn't exist before. You don't have to be an artist, you just have to let yourself play. Build that birdhouse, plant that garden. Paint what you feel. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. When you create, you're not just filling time, you're pouring a part of yourself into something lasting. And that feeling? That quiet pride when you step back and say, I made this, that's purpose. But purpose isn't only found in what you do alone. It can also come from being part of something bigger than yourself. That's where volunteering comes in. Whether it's reading to kids at a school, helping out at a food bank, or greeting folks at your church, showing up for others changes how you feel about your own life. Suddenly, the days aren't just passing by, you're part of something meaningful, you're needed. And that feeling of being needed, it can light up even the quietest mornings. You might be thinking, but I don't have the energy I used to. That's okay. Purpose doesn't always require movement. Sometimes it just asks for intention. Even checking in on a neighbor regularly or writing letters to someone who's going through a tough time that matters, a lot more than you probably realize. Now, we've talked about storytelling, mentorship, creating, and giving back. But there's another source of purpose that too many people overlook, even though it's right there in front of them every single day. It's your relationships. The people closest to you, your spouse, your kids, your grandkids, old friends, even new ones you haven't met yet. These connections are not just part of your life, they are your life. And nurturing them with intention can bring a deep sense of fulfillment. Maybe it's planning a weekly lunch with a friend, having one-on-one time with each grandchild, or simply calling someone just to say, I was thinking about you. That small act can mean the world to someone and remind you that you matter. Sometimes just being emotionally available, showing up with a smile, or offering a little encouragement can shift someone's whole day. And in doing that, you find something priceless, a renewed sense of being part of the fabric of other people's lives. That's purpose. It doesn't shout, it doesn't have to. It simply shows up, quietly, in love and presence. And finally, there's one more way to feel purposeful, and it might surprise you. It's learning something new. Yes, you even now, especially now. Purpose often comes when we stretch ourselves, when we grow. Maybe it's learning how to play the piano, picking up Spanish, joining a book club, or figuring out how to use that smartphone for more than just calls. Every time you challenge your brain and explore something unfamiliar, you're telling yourself, I'm still growing. And growth, at any age, is powerful. So let's take a breath and look at what we've covered sharing your story: mentoring, creating, volunteering, nurturing relationships, and staying curious. These aren't just ways to fill time. They're invitations to live with meaning. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take one small step toward what lights you up inside. Remember, your purpose didn't retire when you did. It's still there, maybe quieter, maybe waiting, but always ready for you to reach for it. If any of this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What keeps you feeling purposeful these days? And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more uplifting content made just for you. Here's to living your most meaningful life one day, one step, one purpose at a time.